What's up, Naruto fans? It's Chris Man here. I'm gonna read this week's chapter of Naruto, and it was a really good chapter, and it made me, believe it or not, respect Obito a little bit more, maybe about that much more. Because there's a lot. The lot of stuff went down in this chapter, a little bit emotional, and yeah. So I'm just gonna get into the review now. So basically, picked up where last week left off. Obito is about to activate the Reni Tensei. He's gonna try and so Madara is basically forcing him to use his jutsu in order to resurrect himself, so he can become the Juubi's jinchuuriki. Now, I honestly thought this was Obito was gonna die this chapter. There was no doubt in my mind that this is the end of him, and to be honest, I wasn't upset by it. But as we got to the end of the chapter, then I started to feel a little bit for Obito, and then, I mean, that instantly just vanished by the end of the chapter. Anyway, you guys know what happened. So yeah, Madara is basically just saying that I revived you for a reason, and then we get this little flashback of when Obito was a kid and he said, oh, did you save me? Thank you. And then Madara said, don't save me just yet. You owe me one. And this is what he meant basically. So he always intended to sacrifice Obito or use him as a contingency plan in order to resurrect himself. Just somehow, basically, he's always been a pawn to Madara, and he was just waiting for the right opportunity to use it. Now, everybody's freaking out now because obviously shit's about to go down. They know that there's no way they can allow Madara to become the Juubi Jinchuuriki. And, me as a reader, I was thinking that if Madara ever does become Juubi Jinchuuriki, he's going to be ridiculously overpowered. I mean, as he stands right now, no one can really step up to him. I mean, yeah, granted the first Hokage kicked his ass back in the day, but now we're talking about Madara that has full control of the Rinnegan. He's also Ede Tensei. He's immortal. And he has Hashirama's DNA, the Senju gene, so he can use wood style jutsus as well. So I'm thinking it's gonna take a lot to take this guy down, even without the Juubi's chakra. And those two together, I just couldn't really process how they would actually beat him. So what happened in this chapter did make sense to me. Was it the thing I wanted? No. But does it make sense? Yes. So I'm gonna roll with it. Anyway, so the first Hokage, he's clocking that Madara is about to do something really messed up. He said, okay, this guy's using the Sage of Six Parts technique, so the only thing that could be... Oh, and he actually speculated that it's Reni Tensei, basically, he's going to revive himself. So he told Naruto and Sasuke, they're kind of confusing me right now. I don't know what's going on between them. But yeah, he told Naruto and Sasuke, you two are the closest, go get him. It's the only way we can stop him. So, yeah, Sasuke, taking the initiative, he flies off, he's gonna stop Madara, and then Naruto is screaming Sasuke. Wait, I'm like, why are you screaming wait for? You just got order from the first Hokage to take the guy down. Why are you saying wait? Just go. So I don't know what's going on in Naruto's head right now. But anyway, so Sasuke is making the first move. He's going. The first Hokage decides to summon some wood clones. I don't really see the purpose of them because they didn't do anything in the chapter. And the second did the same thing as well. I didn't know what the reason for was because we didn't see them do anything. And then while this is all going on, the fourth Hokage had a little panel where he says, "Oh, now I understand." So at that moment, I thought that he knew he put two and two together, and he found out that Obito is actually the masked man as well as the guy who's about to activate the Reni Tensei. So I thought, okay, so the fourth actually knows what's going on right now. So he's like, cool, I'm gonna go. I thought a big talk was gonna come with Obito personally because I know the fourth can get there faster than anyone else. So yeah, Sasuke is going there straight, and he's spamming into Susanoo as usual. I mean, I'm actually getting really tired of seeing Susanoo. No lie, I mean, I've kind of missed the days when when everybody didn't really rely on overpowered duties, no, super forms and stuff like that. It was all this tactical ninjutsu attacks, fighting, strategy and stuff like that. Now it's just Sasuke has always been that character that I like to watch fight, but now it's just spamming Susanoo and that's it. So it's getting boring to me anyway. Anyway, so he fires the Susanoo at the Juubi. Sorry, not the Juubi, Obito. And Obito actually blocks it with some spikes in his shoulder. I don't know where they came. I mean, it's the same thing that Pain uses, I'm guessing. So he blocked the Susanoo arrow. Don't know how he done it, even though the arrow is made from Amaterasu and it's ridiculously powerful, but he blocked it. And so everyone was kind of like, fucked. We're fucked, basically. So, and then just before, I think he's about to complete. And while all this is going on, Obito is he's just going grey. He's using a lot of chakra, and it's the same thing that happened with Pain. Basically, it's basically draining his life force, and in doing so, he's just going grey, getting old. all the shit that happens basically. So the fourth actually appears out of nowhere and then just cuts him off, literally cuts him off. And it just stops. I thought that the jutsu was stopped basically. So I thought that the fourth interrupted the jutsu, and then me thinking that it was because Madara actually he said, "Oh right, it was a failure then, I guess." And then you just see him sitting there with a smug look in his face. Now that puzzled me because he said, "Oh, it's a failure." Yet he had a smug look in his face. So I was just like, "All right, something's definitely up right here. This can't be the end of it." And then, we get this really, this is where I actually started to feel sorry for Obito. I mean, bearing in mind, I didn't really feel shit for him last week, nor anything at the beginning of this chapter, because I thought this guy's done a lot of messed up shit in the past. I thought he deserved everything that he got. So I really had no sympathy for him. But, after seeing, another flashback of Rin Kakashi, yet somehow this one kind of, touched me a little bit. I don't know why. And then we see, the fourth in the flashback is where he said, "You know what? I know you like her. Things can change, but you know what? Let's be Hokage together, basically." So the fourth is basically saying that I always wanted you to become Hokage. Both of us anyway, because he eventually became it. I guess he saw Obito as his successor when he became Hokage because they both had the same, will of fire, the spirit, or he had it anyway. And then the fourth was hurt by that basically. So and this surprised me because he didn't actually know it was Obito because after he cut him, he said, "Oh my God, Obito, is it really you?" All this time basically. Then he start, the flashback of the marksman, everything that was going on, and he's like, "Oh shit." He's basically saying, what the hell happened to you, man? How did you end up so messed up?" And while this is all going on, Sasuke shows up and he's like, "Okay, someone took him out finally. That's good. Only thing left now is that zombie," which he's referring to Madara. And then Obito said this weird line where "How can you be so short, Trey?" or something like that. The translation is a bit weird. And then all of a sudden, the Juubi literally started to like get sucked into something like that something is actually Obito anyway. So he's actually absorbed the Juubi, and somehow while he was being controlled by Madara, he basically stopped. He basically I don't know how he interrupted it somehow, and then he gained control over the jutsu, and then he actually activated the jinchuuriki jutsu. I don't know. You see, it's not very clear what happened. Hopefully, we get an explanation later on. I mean, not later on, but next week, basically, of like what actually happened, because we know he was using the Rene Tensei, basically, or was he? Was this planned by Madara as well? Was this coordinated? I don't know what's really happening right now, but only thing that I'm sure of right now is that Obito is probably going to be the Juubi Jinchuuriki, because at the end of the chapter we see him with almost a completely new form. This side of his face is like completely changed now. He's like spikes on it and stuff like that, and we can see him actually absorbing the Juubi. So I mean, it's not that far of a stretch to speculate that he's actually gonna be the Juubi Jinchuuriki. Hence, he's gonna be the final boss. Now, having Obito as a final boss, I am not. I mean, if you guys see my last review, you know that I don't really rate him as a fighter. I think he's weak basically. I don't think he's a strong fighter. Now, not weak in the sense where strength wise he can't do incredible things. Weak in the sense that he's not a good fighter basically. He has all his power, yet he doesn't utilize it or he doesn't know how to use it. So that makes him weak in my opinion. And him as a final villain is just gonna be like, I don't know, and it's anticlimactic to me right now because I'm like, you just got your ass beat by Kakashi. He's not a Jinchuuriki. I mean, yeah, granted he's got the Sharingan here, but he's limited to what he can do with it. And he beat you. So, you as a final villain, I'm not that hyped for it. If it would have been a Madara, then it would have been crazy. It would have been, oh my God, how are they gonna beat him? What's gonna happen? But if it's Obito, then fuck it. I mean, he hasn't done shit so far. So what makes him think he's gonna do shit now anyway? So I mean that's my opinion on the chapter anyway. But other than that, that little weird plot twist at the end, because it was a really big plot twist. I enjoyed the chapter. It was really good. I mean, it wasn't amazing. It was consistent and it had everything on what it had some a little bit of story progression and it had quite a bit of action, minus spamming Susanoo and all that stuff again. But it was a good chapter. Drop a rating on it, probably give it an 8 out of 10. And only thing now is to look forward to next week and hopefully we get some explanation as to how Obito actually absorbed the Juubi, and then that'll be it. That'll be cool. And then obviously look forward to the final battle. But anyway, guys, that's my review for this week's chapter of Naruto. If you enjoyed it, remember to give that thumbs up button. To hit that thumbs up button. Don't know why I said this then, and subscribe for more. Take care.